Um, Hi. So we are going to talk tonight about how to use social media, specifically Facebook and Instagram. I have um, bestowed the job of talking about Instagram to Sierra, and I'm hopeful that I will learn a whole lot because it's not my area of expertise. So I don't have a big soapbox I get to stand on about that. Ashley, why are you trying to show yourself and do a striptease?
Jessica said she loves my turtleneck, so I wanted her to know I could take it apart and party at any time.
Oh, gotcha.
No, I'm serious.
I didn't have the chat open. Anyway, so I've bestowed that topic to Sierra, and then a bunch of us are gonna share some tips in other areas as well. First and foremost, this is gonna be recorded, so you'll be able to share it with other people when they ask. So let's make it really good content, and if you have really good questions, add them in the chat so we can get them answered. If you have not yet heard this soapbox of mine, then you haven't been listening to Huddle Calls, or you're brand new. But we're kind of going to go over the same things that you might hear from us repeatedly, and hopefully this will be a tool you can use for your teams moving forward. First and foremost, if you want to use social media to grow your business, raise your hand. School teacher Mandy coming out. Okay, so wholeheartedly, Jack and I love to talk to people in real life. Crystal, I don't know why you can't hear, but if you're like me, sometimes it's just because you don't have the volume up on your device. That's usually my first problem. Jack and I love to talk to people in real life. Jack went to the gym this morning and talked to some staff members there and got the manager's email. And we love to do that real life, day-to-day, in-person stuff. But the reality is you can only talk to so many people in real life in a given day. So social media is an incredible tool. Casey, I don't know what's happening, but I'm jealous because it looks like you're lounging by the pool. Social media is an incredible tool because it allows you to reach more people in a short amount of time, right? And reaching more people in a short amount of time, obviously, great benefit for your business. So the first and most important thing, if you want to use social media to grow your business, is to grow your network. The easiest way to do that is to increase the amount of people that you're connected to on platforms like Facebook and Instagram. I should probably make another heart tart so my brain will work. Here are some ways to do that. Okay, raise your hand. I'm school teacher Mandy. Raise your hand if it kind of creeps you out to think of strangers on your social media. Okay, awesome. It's really comforting to know that so many people have the same fears. Raise your hand if you think to yourself, yes, Brooke, this is being recorded. Raise your hand if you think to yourself, or at any point in your life thought to yourself, I'm going to get on social media and I'm only going to connect with the people that I know because my life is soups private and only the 7 people that I actually liked in high school are going to know what's going on. Okay, that's probably a little melodramatic, but if anything like that ever went through your head, raise your hand. Yes? Okay. If you continue to believe that way, I'm viewing Brooke Johnson's screen. She's looking at some Chevy trucks. I don't know how to get out of that. There we go. Let me see if I can fix it. Ashley, I only see Ashley now. How do I stop it? We're recording. Switch. I don't know what to do here, you all. Let's see. Brooke Johnson fixed it. Yay. Okay. So now I've lost my train of thought because all I could see was Ashley covering up her laugh face. So if you still have that mentality, if you think to yourself, I don't want strangers to see my life, if you think to yourself, I only want to be connected to the 7 people I actually liked in high school, FYI, if you liked 7 people in high school, that's impressive, all in and of itself. But if that's the mentality you're going to keep, then you will not be able to grow the kind of business that you want to grow on social media, at least not very quickly. It may take years and years and years and years and years and years and years, as opposed to months and months and months and months. So are you open to changing? Oh yeah, if you're in Australia, holy cow, Talisha, tell us what time it is there. If you're open to changing that mentality, raise your hand. Can we coach you through changing that mentality? Sierra, you look amazing, and I have to look at two of you? I don't understand what you're trying to do. You're twice on this screen. It's not okay. So if you're open to changing that mentality, that's what we're going to do moving forward. So first of all, let me tell you that it's going to be okay if you become friends with people that you didn't already know prior to this. It's going to be okay if you're friends with people other than the guy that sat behind you in Spanish class. It's going to be okay. You have the control over your social media accounts, what you share, and who you share it with. So if you're super intent on, I want to share pictures of my babies in the bathtub, and you might have a random stranger on your page. Awesome. You can still share the pictures of your baby in the bathtub with just your family and close friends. You have the ability to make those kinds of lists on Facebook, which we're not going to go into, but I'm just telling you those things so you can feel comfortable about it, okay? So you can still control what information goes to what people. Your entire life doesn't have to go to an entire list of strangers, but I also want you to know that at no point are we going to ask you to become friends with strangers or creepers. All right, so we're going to give you some tools to build that network without adding people that are going to creep you out. I mean, sometimes I get a creeper, I'm not going to lie, but there's a block button, so it's fine. So number one, how many of you have a sibling or a parent or a cousin or a friend, someone you go to church with, a parent in sports? Oh, look, except for the people that have no desire to participate in my hand-raising game, everyone raised their hand. So that's the really cool thing, guys. That's the beginning of your network, and their network is a group of people that you can connect to that aren't creepy and aren't strangers, but could potentially benefit from what we have to offer at Pruvit. So my first suggestion to you all, and hopefully you're taking notes, is if you haven't maxed out your friends list, if you don't have 5,000 friends, that's your goal. Sometime in 2018, I want you to hit 5,000 friends, all right? You can do that by going to your mom, your dad, your sibling, your cousin, your friend, the person you go to church with, the moms on your kids' soccer team. Go to their pages, find their friends list, and click suggestions. So what that does is Facebook's going to tell you all the people that they're connected to that you might want to connect with as well. So it's going to pull up people that you have lots of mutual friends with. Christina Peterson, way to go. She's almost to 5,000. It's going to pull up all the people that you have mutual friends with, so you can send them a friend request. It's not weird if you all have 20 mutual friends together, right? That's not weird. They're probably decent people. They're probably not creepy. They're probably not going to be weirded out or feel any kind of way if you post a picture of your kid in the bathtub, right? Because they are friends with 20 of your friends. So they're probably normal. It's going to pull up people that share the same interests as you, that are in the same groups as you. So that's just one way to grow your friends list. I certainly don't encourage you to send 500 friend requests in a day, but several a day, 20, 30 friend requests a day is perfectly safe. Facebook won't flag you at that number, and you're going to grow your friends list. People will start to accept your friend requests, and that increases your audience, right? So the reality is, even if you have 5,000 Facebook friends, probably on any given day, only 50 people are really seeing what you're doing. So can you imagine how few it is if you only have 500 friends? It's probably not even 5. So you really, really, really want to grow your base, grow your network. What are some other tips? I don't want to be the only one talking, but what are some other great ways to grow your friends list? Ashley, I'm going to call on you with your turtleneck.
Is it too dressy for the Zoom?
It's too dressy.
Another great way that I like to grow my friends list is asking customers to make posts on Facebook for me. And then that gives me tons of new contacts that I would never have had, most likely, if they hadn't connected me to these people. So if I have a customer that has a really great testimony, they'll take a picture of themselves or them with their keto or whatever they want to do, and they'll post their testimony on Facebook, tag me in it. And then when they have tons of contacts or tons of comments and people that have questions, then I love your accent. You have to get on here next and talk. Like, literally call me every night, read me a bedtime story. Love you. Sorry, I'm sad. I lost my train of thought. Help 911. Oh, so once people comment, you can start that conversation with them and then add them as a friend if they're interested in more information and that customer doesn't want to be a promoter. So there are tons of ways, but what I like to do is, I hate to say the word use, but it's definitely in that area. Use my customers for contacts, because not everybody wants to be a promoter. Not everyone is interested in building a business. So definitely use them to reach people outside of your area. But I do that all the time. Like Sierra has a boutique. So if you're in a boutique page, and Mandy mentioned this in another area, but find whatever that you're really interested in, whether it's makeup or it's clothing or it's just something that really just has importance in your life, and find other people that do and try to build that relationship with them slowly through posts and through comments and stuff like that, and then add them as a friend. But there are tons of ways if you just get really creative and think outside the box. And then just stalking your friends' post. I mean, not like stage 5 clinger, but if you have a friend that has friends that you think you could hang out with sometimes, and you look at their posts and you comment and stuff, you can add them too if they don't seem like they're from Iraq and they definitely want to kill you at some point. And they seem halfway normal, you can add them as a friend too. Sorry if anyone's from Iraq and you want to kill me. I love you.
I'm actually from Iraq.
Oh, well, that was awesome.
What? You could be from Huntsville, Alabama and want to kill me. I'm just saying, if someone looks like a freak, don't go there. But if they seem halfway normal, those are people that you can add.
Love it.
I have one more. Let me say it.
One more.
So here's what I do. Like, the old days when you would meet a new person or like try to make a contact in person, maybe someone that was your waiter at a restaurant or somebody that checked you out at Walmart or whoever you're talking to. I always say, here, do you mind if I add you on Facebook really quick? So instead of getting their contact information or giving them my phone number or whatever, like nobody's going to call anybody anymore. It's whatever year it is, 2018. And everyone uses social media for everything. So like literally anybody that I talk to, it could be somebody at my kid's school, like another mom, or somebody that I am sitting next to on an airplane, which I do this all the time. After we're done with our conversation, I'm like, do you mind if I add you on Facebook so we can keep in touch? And I have added so many friends that way. Like most people in real life, you're going to completely forget about. But if you'll add them on social media, you're probably still going to completely forget about them. But at least they may possibly, see your post and you might get a new customer out of it.
Awesome. I love it. And here's 2 more things, little quick notes about increasing that network, right? That's what we're starting with. All the other tricks and hacks that we're going to talk about won't work if you only have 5 friends on Facebook, right? So the first and most important thing to be doing every single day is growing that network. Back to what Ashley said about joining groups. Yes, if you haven't heard me say that before, it's super powerful. The 3 things I am in groups about all the time are my dogs, wine, and the Pittsburgh Steelers. So those are people that I can interact with on a daily basis that I have lots of stuff in common with, right? So when I'm talking to local people in my area about really cool winery events, not only are we not weirded out by each other, so I can send them a friend request and they'll probably accept it, but it's a real community of people that I'm going to probably run into in real life as well because I live in wine country. So that's been a very powerful tool for me. Yeah, Lacey said your puppers. Yeah, if you love your dog, find a group about people who love their dogs. Like you comment on something 4 or 5 times from somebody. If every time they post a picture of their dog, you're like, oh my God, your dog is so cute, and my dog does that too, and blah blah blah. When you send a friend request, it's not weird. So things like that will work. And then another way to grow your network, similar to what Ashley was saying about using your friends to connect to other people, you can do that sort of even without asking. So every once in a while, one thing that I do is just do a search. Your Facebook has a search bar at the top, and I will say keto diet, ketogenic diet, low carb. I'll search for those things and see who on my friends list who's not connected to Pruvit is posting about a ketogenic diet. The ketogenic diet is incredibly popular right now. It's probably will for sure not reach the height of popularity that it's going to. But the popularity is growing, which means more people are posting about, hey, does anybody know anything about the ketogenic diet? Hey, is anyone else following the ketogenic diet? Hey, I started my keto diet and I'm down 5 pounds. So now you know who you're already friends with, who you should be striking up a conversation with, but I also kind of troll their comments and see who else on their friends list, who else that they're connected to has an opinion about the ketogenic diet, is following the ketogenic diet, and then those are people that I might send a friend request to as well, or I'll interact with them on the post and say, oh my gosh, you're so right, I've never felt better, blah, 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 and then send a friend request, and they usually accept. Lisa says she does that too. She searches keywords like tired, sleep, keto, low carb, energy, weight loss from CR2, weight, lose weight. Those are other great terms. So those are great ways to find the people that you're already connected to that are looking for you, and to maybe find people who aren't connected to you that are looking for you. So those are super great tips. So moving on from that, everybody understand the importance of growing their network? I'm kind of like, I want to say yes or for sure like Ashley, but I don't want to unmute everybody. So we just hand raise. Okay, so Sierra, I'm going to ask you, even though I know you're going to go over Instagram. Well, actually, do you want to talk about how to get new followers on Instagram? Does that seem like a good flow? Or do you want to do Instagram totally? We didn't make an agenda, you guys. Sorry.
Let's just do Instagram separate because it's kind of its own little beast.
Okay, we'll do Instagram separate. Okay. So let's talk about birthdays. How many of you have a birthday? Everybody. How many of you like it when someone says happy birthday to you? Sierra stopped having birthdays. She's perpetually 21, just so you know. I love it when people say happy birthday to me. I'm going to go through this one pretty fast because my hope is that you've all heard this already. But if you haven't, saying happy birthday to someone is a super simple thing that you can do that has nothing to do with selling anybody anything, but has everything to do with getting better connected to your network so that when you make a post about Pruvit, your network sees what you're doing. So birthdays, I repeat, do not post happy birthday on someone's wall. How many of you can please continue to raise your hand because it makes me very happy inside when people still do this for me. How many of you, when it's your birthday, get so many birthday wishes on your wall that after about your first hour of being awake, you just give up, and then at the end of the day, you just make a mass post that says, thanks to everybody who stopped by and wished me a happy birthday? Yeah, that's what everybody else does too. So your post on someone's wall does nothing for that relationship that Facebook wants to see you build, right? Like the whole point of this is telling Facebook that your people that you're connected to want to see what you have to say so that Facebook will push what you say into their feed. So send them a message when you go to your birthday list, and you can either wait for the notification that says your friends have birthdays today, or you can log in and go to events, open up your calendar and click on the little cake. It's a red cake icon. You can click on the little red cake icon and it'll show you every single person that has a birthday each day. Send them a message. If you're awesome, sing them happy birthday. I don't always do that. If I know you, I might do it, but usually I just say something real quick like, hey, stopping by to wish you a happy birthday. I hope it's amazing and you get to celebrate big. Do you have any awesome plans? Something like that. People are going to respond to the message because they didn't get 965 of those, and you've asked them a question. So if they don't answer you, they're kind of rude, right? So you'll probably get 75 to 80% response rate during a birthday list. Every time you send a message to someone and they respond back and you respond back to them, that's telling Facebook that you all want to see each other. So they will be in your feed more often and you will be in theirs. That will pay off later when you make a post about Pruvit or about ketones, right? Yes, do we all understand that? Yes, raising our hand. So who will commit to making that a part of your DMOs and saying happy birthday to everybody every single day? It's super easy. It's something you can copy and paste. Just make sure you go back and follow up with them every single day. Okay, Sierra, I am going to make you talk about this, even though it's not Instagram related, because this is a really powerful tool and it's one that I learned from you. But the power of inviting people to our Facebook page. So all the tips that we're going to go over, some of them are completely intentional as far as you're trying to start the ketone conversation, and some of them are just little nuances to make sure that they start to see your posts. This one is a specific how to ultimately end up in a conversation with someone about ketones. So Sierra, I have made this a part of my DMO because it's something you taught me, so I feel like you should handle this one.
I still do this every single day to at least 5 to 10 people, and I'm actually super close to being through my 5,000 friends. So I'm like kind of sad about that. So what I do is you just go to the Facebook page. It's facebook.com/justpruvit. You're going to scroll about probably about two-thirds of the way down. It's going to say like, you have 1,762 friends who like this page, and show their little tiny pictures, and then it's going to say invite friends to like this page. So click on invite friends to like this page, and a list is going to pop up. That is going to be the list of all the friends that you have not invited to like the page and have not currently already liked the Facebook page. So this is the perfect way to tap in and make sure that you've connected with all 5,000 of your friends if they haven't liked Pruvit. So what I do is I don't just go through and click invite, because how many of you guys have gotten 8,000? Like if I pull up Facebook on my desktop, it says Mandy Mitchell and 523 friends have invited you to like 3,764 Facebook pages. It literally will say something like that on my Facebook. So clearly not everybody pays attention to those, but what they will pay attention to is if you click on their picture and then click to send them a message and say, hey, so-and-so, we are working really hard to get to 250,000 likes in 2018. I would love it so much if you could like our Pruvit Facebook page. Could you please help me out? I sent you an invite. And then I also type in the address. So I put in facebook.com/justpruvit so that there's a super quick link to the Facebook page. If they don't want to go back and try to find the invite, they could just click on the page and go like it. And then I go back to the other box and I click invite. So I make sure that I not only click invite, but I also send them a message. And the cool part about that is Facebook will send you a notification that says, Mandy Mitchell accepted your request to like, or accepted your like to Pruvit's Facebook page. And so then I follow up with them. So the most important part is not only sending them a message so that it doesn't get lost, but also making sure you click that invite, because if you don't click invite, you'll never know that they went and they liked the page. So then I send them a quick follow-up message if they do like it, and I just say, oh my goodness, thanks so much. I really appreciate you helping me out. Have you ever even heard of Pruvit or ketones before? Really casual way to start the keto conversation. Usually they either say yes or no. It's really about all they can say. They've either heard about it or they haven't. And either way, I still go straight into the campfire video. So every single day, if you're sending 5 to 10, maybe 15 of those, depending on how busy you are, eventually you're going to go through all 5,000 of your friends, and you will have at least had the keto conversation with the ones who will respond to you. So this is a great tool if you're like, I don't know who I even am going to talk to today. Like, I don't have anybody left to talk to. Some days you feel like that. And then as soon as I go to that page, I'm like, oh, you know what? I do have more people to talk to. Let me get right on that. So make sure that that's something that you add on top of the birthdays that you're doing every single day.
Thank you. I love it. And that list is so helpful that Sierra talked about. So I hope you took some notes or come back and watch this replay if you didn't, to remember how to get there. The list is really valuable because the way Facebook works is that it shows you the people that you haven't connected with at all. So sometimes that means people you've just recently added, so you've had zero interaction with them, or it's people that have been connected to your page for 2 or 3 years, and you haven't spoken to them at all. So it's also a really great tool for another activity that is not specific to starting the ketone conversation, but it is specific to making that network that you're growing see what you're doing. So I also use that list every single day. I will do 10 people with what Sierra just said, 10 to 20 people usually, and invite them with a message to the page. And then I'll also use the next 10 people, for example, and say, like, I'll go to their page and I'll find their cover photo, their profile photo, or a really cool picture somewhere on their, the first 3 scrolls of their homepage, and I'll interact with them. Facebook is basically telling me you're connected to this person and you've never interacted with them. So if I've never interacted with them, I mean, no joke, I click on some of these people, I'm like, who the heck is this person? I've never seen them before in my entire life. How do I know them? I don't know anything about them. Well, that for sure means they haven't seen a lick of me posting about Pruvit, right? They know nothing about me if I don't know anything about them. So I will absolutely just go to their page, find their profile picture, their cover photo, a cool picture on their page, and interact with them. Oh my gosh, your family is gorgeous. Something like that. That's a compliment. It's very unlikely that they're going to ignore it. They'll probably say thank you. That interaction is going to tell Facebook we want to hang out. I might say, what an incredible picture. Where was this taken? Right? They're going to tell me, oh, Hawaii. Okay, so you ask a question or pay a compliment so that they're more likely to respond to you. And what's really cool is then a few days later, when they pop back up in your, hey, would you please like my Facebook page, they're more likely to do it for you because 3 days ago you told them their kids were gorgeous, right? 3 days ago you told them that their vacation spot looked fantastic. So it's not a cold message anymore. You are a real person. And Kelly says, I really wish this was closed caption for us hearing impaired people. Kelly, maybe one day we'll find a way. I don't know if you can hear what I'm saying, but maybe one day we'll find a way to type it all out so that we have these in printed documents as well. Another thing I do really quickly with that list that Sierra was talking about, and then I'm going to call on a couple other people to share some tips as well. Another thing I do with that list is when I click on someone and I don't know who they are, but they look like they're really cool, and maybe they're super cute and they make tons of really great, interesting posts, and they've got a really big following, and they get tons of comments on their stuff, and they're into fitness or yoga, or their last 3 posts were about their healthy meal plans. I click the little thing next to their page, and I'm calling somebody, I think. I don't know who I'm calling. Touch to return to call. I'm calling like 6 people on Messenger. I think 4 of you are in that call, so I'm so sorry. So when I click on their page and I start to scroll and they look like someone who might really fit into our community, guess what I do? I click follow. I click the see first. I make it so that Facebook intentionally puts their posts in my feed so that I don't miss out on them anymore, so that I can start interacting with them. There is a girl that I went to high school with. I didn't even know I was friends with her, and she's super into fitness. She's skiing on the mountain in somewhere, like some mountain. I don't know because I didn't really read it, but she's skiing on some mountain. She's totally into eating healthy, and like now I'm seeing her posts all the time, so I'm commenting on her vacation posts today. Like, that's a person I haven't been interacting with for the past 4 years. So if you click on someone's page and you just think, hey, that person seems like they might really get a benefit out of what I have to offer, or they seem like they might really be a good part of our community, I would click on the see first option so that you can interact with them. I now have teenagers outside my door arguing, so I'm going to pass this on to someone else for a hot minute. Let's talk really quickly about now you've started to increase your network, right? You've got this whole new audience that's growing every single day. Let's talk about the type of posts you can make on Facebook to engage that audience and bring them in. So, Jessica Craig, I'm going to ask you if you would really quickly talk about, sorry guys, I didn't tell anyone what was happening or make an agenda, so if I call on you, don't be mad at me. let's talk about what kind of posts you could make that would pique someone's curiosity specifically about Pruvit, about Keto OS and Keto Max.
I love how you said really quickly, like I talk a lot. Okay, so I definitely, some things that you want to avoid, and Mandy, you didn't tell me to say that, but just a couple things that you want to avoid is putting too much information out there. So you've just gotten started, nobody on your Facebook really knows what the heck you're up to. The number one worst mistake that I see is someone saying, making a post like, oh my gosh, y'all are not going to believe this. I found Keto OS by Pruvit. It's pure therapeutic ketones. You shake it up and mix it in water. It tastes so good. Here's a list of the benefits. Here's how much it cost. Like literally, here's my website, all the information on your Facebook post. Now, why in the world, first of all, why in the world would anybody read that? Because I wouldn't. Second of all, why would they have a need to reach out to you, to message you, to ask you questions, to even let you know that they're remotely interested? Because you've already given them all the info. So you want to keep it super, super vague. We have tons and tons of great ideas. So if you, just want a couple right off the top of my head I can think of is, maybe post a picture of just you in a shaker bottle. If you, if you have one of the colored ones, put it in a clear shaker bottle or even a clear water bottle or a cute little glass, whatever. And the color gets a ton of attention. You can hold it up. You can take a selfie with it if you're a selfie taker. If you're not, that's okay. You can just take a picture of your glass and just say something like, oh my gosh, what is this stuff? I just cleaned my whole house from top to bottom without taking a break. Someone call 911 or something like that. Or Chris said, I haven't slept like this in years. What is this stuff? You always want to kind of make them ask, what is it? What are you talking about? Oh my gosh, I haven't been this excited in forever. Hurry up, mailman. And then everybody's going to be like, what are you getting in your mail? Like, what are you waiting on? And then of course, if you've been drinking the product and you have an experience, you've lost 5 pounds, you can say something about that. Like, y'all, it is so hard for me to lose weight. I've added this one thing and I've dropped 5 pounds. This is nuts. You never tell what it is. You want people to reach out to you and say, what the heck are you doing? Is that good enough, Mandy?
Yeah, that's perfect. I was waiting for you to do a million more. I don't know why I said real quick. I think that's just habit.
You didn't have to be quick. Just calling me out for babbling.
No, people will hang up on us when they're ready. I don't think you have to. We have to be quick. No, I love that. And I think it's really important to milk that as long as you can, right? Like as long as you can. And I think it's important as we're even saying it out loud, we're all, even though some of us are on here giving you tips, we're not perfect at this either. And we're still learning new tricks every day. And I think just as you were talking, it makes me realize I assume that everybody knows what I've got. And so I am very Keto OS, Keto Max. I say what it is, but I'm also doing all these things to grow my network, which means I still have people that are probably seeing my posts who would benefit from me to be more vague. So even though I've been here for a while and I think everybody knows what I'm talking about, I probably need to get back to some of those basics. So sometimes I just have those aha moments and it's like, I just got done adding all these new people and connecting with these new people. Why am I being so out there with what I've got? I need to get back to that. So thank you for that quick reminder. Let's talk about posts that create engagement, right? That's the number one thing that we're trying to create here. We're building our audience, but we also want them to engage with us so that when we post about Pruvit or Keto OS, they see what we're doing. So there are other things that you can do on your social media. And again, this might sound like a whole lot, guys, but it's a job to build this up. It's a job to build it up. It really, really is. But it's the most impactful way to reach the largest amount of people in the least amount of time. So however much work you put into building your social media, multiply that by 7,000. And that's how much work you'd have to put into talking to people in real life, like door to door in public. So just still appreciate how much better this is. Let's talk about the kind of posts that would create engagement just to get people involved in your page. Sierra, you're really good at that. I'm always blown away by the 8,975 comments you have on your stuff. So if you want to shout out a couple of really great ways and why that's important, that would be really helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. Engagement posts are something that I am a firm believer in. It's basically like a temperature check on your Facebook reach, because you could post something about Pruvit and people can scroll right past it, right? And then you don't know whether they've read it or not. A rock star, like A+ engagement post, people are going to listen, people are going to comment, people are going to let you know that they saw it. And so these are a great little check to see if you are doing those DMOs of sending the messages, if you're, doing the DMOs of going to people's Facebook pages and commenting. It's like saying like, hey, this is how many people truly see your stuff. So I post sometimes once a day an engagement post, and they don't have to all look the same. So not every engagement post looks the same. One easy way is asking for recommendations. Everyone loves to tell everyone else about something that they like or dislike. So, if you have kids, asking for recommendations on, easy allergy-free snacks for daycare. Every mom on your Facebook is going to tell you about the best, easy, allergy-free snacks for daycare. Asking questions about what you should make for dinner tonight. Where should you go out to eat? That's a great one for your local market. Like, hey, John and I have a date night. Where should we go eat tonight? Everyone who's local to me is going to tell me what their favorite restaurant is and why. Asking for suggestions. So that's one great way of having an engagement post. Another great one is asking about haircuts. Women love to give opinions about haircuts, asking what their favorite mascara is. Anything beauty related, you're going to get a ton of women answering. And then you can also do this or that style posts. So maybe you need to get a new haircut. Maybe you're painting your bathroom walls. Maybe you're picking out new tile for your kitchen. I post about haircuts all the time. And how many times have I actually gotten my hair cut when I posted about them? Not very many. But everyone always loves to give me their opinion about how they think I should cut my hair. So bonus points for pictures. So if you have pictures of the haircut, pictures of the wall color, pictures of the tile that you're wanting to put in your bathroom, pictures are amazing. One other great engagement post that you can do, and you guys have probably seen your best engagement post is about how to kill sugar ants. Perfect. You're asking for a recommendation, and apparently it works. So you know that these work. Another one that's great is asking people to show you in a GIF how you feel about something or their favorite. I'll tell you my absolutely number one, like Lacey said, hers was sugar ants. I realized that a lot of women see my posts on Facebook when I posted, show me your celebrity crush in a GIF. I think we had at least one thread going a couple months ago that was over 1,000 comments of all these women posting shirtless pictures of men. But it still worked. I still knew that I had some great engagement going on. And then the most important thing to remember about engagement posts, there's a ton of them. Yeah, everyone posted a picture of Steven. His head tripled in size after that. But the most important thing to remember is it doesn't matter if they comment on it, it's what you do with that comment. So really just remember that comments are conversations. So if they reply to you and give you a suggestion, thank them, ask them a follow-up question, whatever you can possibly do to generate more conversation. Because basically them commenting on it is them saying, hey, this is interesting to me. But then if you comment back, Facebook goes, oh, hey, Mandy's interested in Sierra and Sierra's interested in Mandy. And all of a sudden, I'm going to start seeing all of Mandy's posts and Mandy's going to start seeing all of my posts. So just remember, your comments are conversation. Ask for opinions, ask for GIFs, ask either or questions. I know I'm forgetting some, but I was trying to rush through them real quick. So I'm sure there's one or two Mandy can think of that I forgot. So
I actually think you did a really good job, and I can't think of anything. I thought they were all really good. I love the this or that ones. I had everybody vote for my shoes for Epic, and then I was real pissed because the ones I wanted to win did not win, and it was like a landslide in the other direction, so there's no way I could even pretend like it was close. But I did really end up liking them, so I guess you all picked good. But the this or that's worked really, really well too. So a couple of more things before we move into Instagram, which is actually the part I'm the most excited about. So I want to get through all this stuff because I really need help in the Instagram department. I want to talk about going live and being real. Couple of things there, right? So they're going live is really important. Going live on Facebook. Raise your hand if that terrifies you. Oh, yay, we're going to find a way to get through that. Are y'all open to hearing how to get through that? Yes? Okay, let's do that. Let's talk about, and I have all these people, there's like 4 participants raise their hand. So you're so afraid of being live, you didn't even put yourself on the camera on this Zoom, and you're just raising your hand virtually. So I get it. We have to work through that issue. Ashley, I'm going to have you or Jessica or whoever wants to just shout out, I don't care, talk about what it means and how valuable it is to be real. Like, I'm going to give you an example. My last post on Facebook was not real. I would never wear purple lipstick. I did it for a reason. So if you haven't seen it, I'm wearing purple lipstick. I would never wear it. As soon as I took the pictures off, I wiped it off. And it's completely filtered because I did not really want to put foundation on today, and nobody wants to see that. And because filtering it made the lipstick look even more purple than it really was. So that, while my heart was very real and what I meant to say was very real and the quote that I chose to put with the picture was very real, that's not real. And people love that stuff, but they also love real life, and real life gets a whole lot of engagement. So whoever feels like they have something they could really say about a real life, like including your real life.
So I think this is one reason that people still follow me, because I make a lot of Pruvit posts because it's my whole world, right? I mean, I'm like, what else am I going to, besides my kids, I have nothing else going on, y'all. Like, this is it. So sometimes it's hard for me to post anything other than I'm in love with ketones. Oh my God, I love Pruvit. I'm going to this Pruvit event. I'm doing this. Like, I'm just obsessed with it. So I have to try to make sure that I plan out different posts like Sierra was talking about with the engagement post, and just different things to try to keep people interested in my life. Because the fact is unfortunately not everyone gives a rip about ketones or Pruvit. I feel like they totally should, but unfortunately they don't. So I try to be as real as I can. And if you know me personally, you know that I'm completely insane. I say the craziest stuff. I don't really have a filter. I'll send you a Snapchat of me on the toilet. Like, I'm just crazy. So I try to portray that on my Facebook page because people love it. Like, I swear, it's me. I'm not being fake. But I really put some stuff out there that would make most people like, what? You put that on Facebook? But sometimes people really stick around they'll stick around, and be my friend and follow my page just to see what the next crazy thing is that I'm going to say. So am I saying that all of you guys need to go crazy and, post stuff on Facebook that doesn't make any sense? You know what I mean? To go with you and your personality? No. But they always say, just be more of who you are. And that's who I am. I am that crazy girl. Now, if Sierra did something like that, people would be like, who hacked Sierra? Like, she would never put some of the stuff that I do on Facebook, on social media, right? But she's genuine and she is who she is. So just whoever you are, whatever your personality is, just be more of that. Let people really see who you are. Let them in. Just because Mandy is super successful, does that mean that we all want to be exactly like Mandy and copy her Facebook post and do everything that she does? No. Sierra's incredible. She has the best ideas in the entire world. Do I copy everything that she does? No. I want to be genuine. I want to be myself, and that's the reason I do copy some of her stuff. And that's the reason that that people love me is because I'm me. So I just encourage you guys to remember that and know that you're a real person, and people are your friend on Facebook because they want to see you and your kids and your date nights and what's going on in your life and, your messy house. So the only thing that I want to add to that is, along with being yourself and being genuine, you do have to remember that, you are running a business on Facebook. Like, basically, this is your store. You know what I mean? That's how I like to treat my Facebook. So I don't put anything obscene that might offend someone. I would never talk about religion or politics. Not saying that I wouldn't. I use terms like asking for prayer or, stuff like that. People know my belief, but I would never get into a religious debate or post anything that would make people feel uncomfortable being on my page, if that makes sense. And that's the main reason for that is it's my business. You know what I mean? I need these people to follow my page and not unfollow me because they don't agree with my political beliefs, if that makes sense. And also, here's one more thing. I keep saying one more thing. Be positive. Is my life sunshine and roses all the time? Flip, no. There are days, or basically there are parts of every day that I'm ready to lose my mind, whether it be whatever's going on. But I don't put stuff like that out on social media. Like, you would never know if I was in a super, super grumpy mood and just yelled at my kids or just yelled at Steven. Like, you wouldn't have a clue that I was so aggravated at somebody or I was so annoyed, whatever. Just keep it super positive, because no one wants to be around a negative Nelly in real life, and no one wants to follow a negative Nelly on Facebook. So, okay, that's it.
100%. I loved it, and I'm glad I was on mute because I actually did yell at my kids while you were saying that. And yeah, just remember, guys, that we're helping people become better versions of themselves. That's what we do here. That's a very personal thing, right? That's a personal journey. So being someone that other people can connect to and relate to, and who, if they feel they can open up to you, if they see you as a genuine, real person, they're going to be more willing to share this journey with you, right? To become a better mom, to become a better wife, to become a better dad, to gain better health. Those things are really, really, really personal. So be someone that someone can reach out to. Be the kind of person you would reach out to, right? If you were looking for someone to help you through this. I know we want to talk about live videos and we want to help people get over that fear, but I'm going to save that for the end because I'm getting messages like, I really need the Instagram tips. I really need the Instagram tips. So let's shuffle over to Instagram for a minute. And then if people don't hate us and want to jump off, and throw their phones out the window, then we'll get back to how to get over your fear of live videos, because those are really powerful tools as well. So Sierra, I have a notebook, I have a pen, I'm ready to take some notes.
Yes, grab your notebook and your pen, because some of these things, I have a feeling a lot of you guys will be hearing for the first time, because Instagram has changed a lot in the last 6 months. So if you were an Instagram user 6 months ago, you've probably already noticed how different Instagram looks today versus last year. So tons and tons of new tips that are going to really help you. And if you don't learn at least one thing from the next things, if there's not one thing that you want to write down and you want to implement, then I think you're crazy and you better leave this next time. So I even learned some stuff. So the biggest and most important change in Instagram is Instagram stories. So hopefully you guys have seen Instagram stories. It is an extremely important tool. The people who are on the very top of your Instagram, and it's your Instagram stories, the people who you see are the people who you interact with the most. So this is how you bump that up a little bit. This is how you get seen by more people, because think about it. If you follow 1,000 people on Instagram, maybe 25 to 30 of those actually utilize Instagram stories. So if you're one of those 25 to 30 people on somebody's Instagram that actually uses those stories, that is extremely powerful. So best ways to use Instagram stories. They're similar to Snapchat. You can see who views it, which is extremely awesome. And one of the greatest tips and tools that you can use, and I actually saw Jessica Craig did it today, is post a poll. So that's available under stickers. When you're posting on your Instagram story, there's a cute little like sticker notepad. You can click on that, and there are going to be stickers that you can put on your picture or video or whatever it is. And there's one that's a poll, and you can create a poll. The cool part about the poll is if you go and you look at your picture that has the poll, you can see who answered what. So people are going to answer a question about, I think Jessica posted the one about green envy today, or keto envy today, and asked if you thought it was mint or mojito. And people were voting whether you thought it was mint or mojito. And so if Jessica goes back and she looks at that, she is going to be able to see who voted mint, who voted mojito, and she could technically follow up with them and be like, hey, I saw that you voted mint, or I saw that you voted mojito. Let me know if you want to be on my list to be the first to know when it was released. And then you've already created a conversation with maybe somebody new who had no clue what keto envy was. They were just clicking a button and voting on a poll. So that is an awesome tool. Another thing that you can do on Instagram stories that I didn't even know until I started researching. So you can use up to 10 hashtags and a location on an Insta story. So on that same sticker page, you can click the sticker that says hashtag, and you can hashtag something. And that actually makes your story searchable to that hashtag. So if somebody searches keto, your story will pop up. Like, how cool is that? And then they can watch the rest of your story. If you put your location, and your location is Whole Foods or Orange Theory, or wherever you're taking your selfie from, they can search that location and your story picture will pop up. You can hashtag up to 10 hashtags, so you can use 10 separate hashtag stickers. And you're sitting there going, oh my gosh, you won't even be able to see my picture. There's just going to be hashtag sticker here and here and here and here and here, and then maybe a location sticker. You can actually make those so small that they're invisible and hide them. So utilize this. Use 10 hashtags on your story photo that you're taking. Just make them super, super tiny so you can't even see them, and throw them in a corner. But the cool part about it is Instagram is still going to recognize that you use that hashtag. So you don't have to clutter it up and make it all busy, but you're still going to get the views out of it. Just because you put them on your Instagram story picture. So that was something that was huge for me that I had never thought about. I've used the hashtag feature before. I've used the location feature before, but I didn't know that if you made it super tiny and you added a ton of them, then it would still be searchable. So that one's a really great tip. Use text as much as possible on your Instagram story. So if you're doing a video, use a tiny, small text description of what your video is about. 90% of people watch Instagram stories on mute. I am guilty. I watch all of the Instagram stories on mute. So if you're doing a video or something like that, use a couple of keywords to kind of paint the picture of what's going on in the audio of your video, so that as somebody's kind of scrolling through your story, they still get the gist of what you're posting. That one's great too. Some non-story tips are: use a filter on every single photo. It doesn't matter if you want it to look filtered or not. You can actually use the filter and then go in, and there's a sliding scale of 0 to 100, and you can turn the filter all the way down. But by using the filter, Instagram is going to boost your photo up in other people's Instagram feeds, because they want you to utilize the tools that they're giving you. So a picture with a filter is going to get more views and be seen more than a picture that doesn't have a filter. So just slap a filter on everything, even if you turn it all the way down. Instagram just wants you to use them. Use at least 7 hashtags on every photo. And maybe you don't want your caption to look very cluttered. Maybe you're telling somebody some super important information in your caption, and you can actually take the hashtags and put them immediately after in the very first comment, and it'll still register. So that's a great tip if maybe you're giving some really important info in that caption, or describing what's going on in your photo and you don't want it to get lost. I don't know if you guys have scrolled through Instagram and saw somebody who had 30 hashtags and you didn't even read any of the information because all you saw was hashtags. That happens to me a lot. So you can actually put that in the first comment, which is great. And you can use up to 30. So at least use 7. You can use up to 30 hashtags, and there's nothing wrong with using all 30. So a great tip for increasing your hashtag use, I actually found a new app that I've been using the last couple of times, and I'm obsessed with it. So write it down or go to your Google Play Store or your App Store or whatever and download it right now. It's called hashtag, which is one word, expert for IG. So it's an app, and all you do is like if you, I'll do what Mandy hates so much, and I'm going to screen share. So nobody send me any dirty text messages. And I'll show you. It's making me do all this crazy stuff. So maybe not. It's called hashtag expert for IG. I'll pull it up and take a picture of it so that you can see it.
Here is the number 4, or is it the word for?
The word for, FOR.
Thank you.
Okay, it's generating. I'm going to take a picture and then I'm going to share it with you so you can see. So I typed in keto. I clicked show hashtag suggestions, and let me share the photo with you.
Sierra, it's this one, right? Yes?
Hold on, I can't see you yet. Can you guys see it?
Awesome.
So I typed in keto, and it gave me all of these suggestions. So hashtag keto diet, hashtag low carb, hashtag ketogenic, all of those. And then you can click copy hashtags, and it's going to copy it to your clipboard, and you can paste it straight in. So that's super cool. And then you can also hit save hashtags to favorites, which is what I've done. So I've done hashtag keto, hashtag ketones, hashtag Pruvit. All of those are saved into my favorites so that I don't have to keep searching them. And I can go straight to my favorites, click on the keto one, copy them all, and slap them on a post. If it's a post about being an entrepreneur, I have entrepreneur saved as one of my favorites. I can go in, and it's going to give me the top 30 hashtags for entrepreneurship, and you can go in, copy it, and put it on your post. So that's an awesome tool. Perfect. Yeah, you got it. That's an awesome tool if you guys are terrible at coming up with hashtags. And the cool part about it is one of the top hashtags, if you type in ketones, is Pruvit. Which I think is pretty cool. It auto-generates Pruvit for you. So, like, I'm obsessed. I think it's amazing. And that just goes to show, like, how big our community is getting, that this app recognizes that when somebody hashtags ketones, they also hashtag Pruvit. And then if you hashtag Pruvit, it also does, like, Prove It every day. Like, there's a lot of our usual Prove It hashtags that pop up. So this is a great app if you are terrible at hashtagging. I suck at hashtagging. I can usually get like 4 hashtags out of my brain and then I am done. So this is a great tool. If you guys aren't using it, you should definitely start because it's super, super easy. So use those hashtags. Share your picture to Facebook using your Instagram share feature. So this is more of a Facebook hack versus an Instagram hack, because what this does is this, if you're using Instagram is owned by Facebook. I don't know if you guys knew that or not. If you started to notice that, like, Instagram started becoming a little more Facebook-like. So if you share your Instagram photo to your Facebook, Facebook boosts that photo because it was used by its sister app, Instagram. So it's a great way to get a little more engagement on your Facebook photo is if you share it from Instagram first. And I don't know if any of you guys have started seeing this, but now people's Instagram albums start showing up in your Facebook timeline. Have you guys started to see that where it says like it shows Mandy Mitchell's last 4 Instagram posts? So think about how cool that is, that if yours is connected and you're utilizing that all the time, your Instagram is going to start showing up in people's Facebook feed. So share your picture to Facebook using your Instagram. Another tip is if you want to really know how you're growing your Instagram is connect your Instagram to a like page. It doesn't have, Facebook bought Instagram. Isn't that crazy? So it doesn't have to be an active like page. So you don't have to actually post on your like page. It could just be, you could make a like page that says Sierra Elledge and it's just a like page and it's completely blank. It could be an old like page. So I have mine connected to some random like page that I don't really use. But if you connect it to a Facebook like page or a business page, all of a sudden you have a business Instagram, which means that you're able to see your insights. So the cool part about that is I can see how many times my profile has been viewed, how many times my picture has reached someone's feed, what my top engaging photos are. So I can kind of see a trend on, for me, my top engaging photos are always either selfies or my kids. But you can kind of see a trend of like, hey, if you want something to be seen, it needs to be a selfie or it needs to have your kid in it. That's what I gather from my insights. But it's a really cool feature. Oh no, Lacey, that's another reason why you need an iPhone. Yes, and you can actually, you can actually deactivate that so that it will share to your regular Facebook. I can post a link that kind of explains how to do it. But you can deactivate that. And then another thing that's great is use your friends and your team. So I don't know if you guys have utilized where you can get notifications when somebody posts, but I get a notification when certain friends of mine post on Instagram. And what I do is I turn those notifications on and they turn their notifications on. And then when I post on Instagram, they get a notification and they go on and they like it and they comment and they say something nice. And then when they post, I do the same thing. So it's kind of a you scratch my back and I scratched yours. I don't recommend doing it with a ton of people because you'll just get notifications all day long. But a few friends who you can rely on or a few teammates, because the more comments and the more likes you have, the more Instagram is going to be like, hey, this is super important. This needs to show up in more feeds. So that's a great way to do that is by turning on your I think it's called your follow notifications. And it's just, if you go to somebody's page, you'll see the option to get notified when they post. Another great tip is that the comments that you make when you're helping someone out need to at least be 3 words long for it to count. So don't copy and paste random comments like, oh my God, great photo. Like you're going to be immediately marked as spam if you comment that multiple times on multiple people's photos. Be genuine, but make sure that your comments are at least 3 words long. Search for relevant hashtags and then interact with the users to get them to look at your profile and possibly follow you. So one thing you can, if you have a little downtime and you're like, I need to grow my Instagram, is you can go and search hashtag keto diet or hashtag keto results or hashtag keto weight loss. And you will see everybody who has hashtagged that. I will go through to each one of those photos. I will like them. I will comment something like if it's a transformation photo, I'll be like, oh my goodness, great job. And then ask them a question or what awesome results. How long have you been eating keto? Anything that's going to get them to be like, I wonder who this random person is who just asked this question. Because how many of you guys have had somebody randomly who you didn't know who they were on Facebook comment on your photo or ask you a question or like it, and immediately you go and you get the notification and you click on them and you stalk them? Because I literally do it every single time. We're all guilty of it. We're stalkers. So if you're constantly doing that, people are constantly stalking your Instagram page. And if they like what they see, they're going to follow you, or maybe they're going to like some of your photos, or maybe they're going to comment on yours. So it's a little time consuming, but it's something that is great to do, because the more people that you comment and you interact with, the more people are going to follow you. So that's something that's great, super important to keep doing. And then the other thing that some of you guys have participated in is you can make with your own friends, that's similar to the follow notifications, is a hub. So all it is, I know a few of you guys are in one. It's a group chat on Instagram, so you have that feature. You can add up to 15 people, and so you immediately have 15 people who are going to interact with your Instagram, and you send a little message that says, hey, I just posted something, or maybe you send a little emoji that you just posted something, and everybody goes to your Instagram. They like it. It's very similar to asking for post love in our Facebook groups, but it's just for Instagram. They go to your page, they like your Instagram picture, they come up with a cute comment, and they comment, or they interact, or they ask you a question. And then when it's their turn and they post something, everybody goes to their posts and they do the same thing. And this is something that's really important, because how many of you guys would love it if you had 15 comments on any of your Instagram posts? I know that I would. So if you have 15 of your teammates or your friends, or 10 of them or 5 of them or whatever, who are reliable and they all participate, that's a great way to immediately bump up all of your posts on Instagram. So that's something that's cool to do. And you can do it with some of your teammates or some of your friends, or you can even get together with people who are in other direct sales organizations. I'm in a few of them, and it really makes a big difference. So does anybody have Instagram questions? Like, I'll do my best to answer them. I feel like we covered a lot of information in a short amount of time. So hopefully you got it all.
I basically just realized I'm the dumbest at Instagram ever, because I knew one of these things that you told me.
Yay, I feel so accomplished. I feel like I told everybody new stuff then. It's really hard because I host these things about Instagram, every other month or so. And so to come up with new content every single time is a little hard.
No, I feel like I didn't know any of it, and I'm super excited.
I have a question really quick. So something that I noticed, like the most popular people on Instagram that have the most followers are only following a very few amount of people. So does that make a difference? Like, should we limit the people that we are following, or is it okay just to follow everyone? Or what do you think about that, Sierra?
Most of those people follow then unfollow. So what they spend a lot of time doing it. What they'll do is they'll go and they'll follow you and wait until you follow them back, and then they'll unfollow you, just so that you don't clutter up their Instagram feed. It's kind of tricky. People do that all the time. So it doesn't hurt for you to follow people. It's just going to clutter up your feed. So like if you want to, unfollow people who you see all the time, like who have nothing to do with your business, or maybe they're other provers and you just don't want to see their stuff. It's similar to like unfollowing somebody on Facebook. It's just going to give you new stuff to look at. But it doesn't hurt your algorithms in any way to follow a bunch of people.
Okay.
But that's the reason why most people do it.
Yeah, that's a good question, because I feel like when I look at someone's page and they have a bunch of followers, but they don't follow anyone back, I'm like, you're rude, and I don't want to be connected with them, right? That's like the opinion that I have of them. I'm like, you're pointless. So even if they have a lot of value to share, I don't want to be connected to them, because I know we're not going to have a relationship, right? Like, so I wondered that too. That's a really good question, but I'm glad to hear you say that, because I like following a lot of people. I feel like it makes me look less salesy.
Yeah.
But that's usually what happens. It's usually celebrities or people who have a large ego, and they follow you so that you follow them back, so that they get more followers. And then as soon as you follow them back, they unfollow you. So and it's usually their assistant who does it all, and not really them. So don't get too mad at them. It's usually their assistant.
Justin Bieber.
Yeah. Justin Bieber is only going to follow you to unfollow you later once you follow him back. Sorry about it.
I don't think Justin Bieber has ever followed me, or Justin Timberlake, so I'm still waiting for them to follow. I'll take even a follow for 2 seconds. Just 2 seconds. That's all I need.
Long enough to screenshot.
Yep. That's it. Does anybody else have any questions for Sierra or for Jess or Ashley or myself, or just something that you want to, Lacey, I did not give Katy Perry keto, and I am so super pissed about it because here's the deal. A, I was close enough, and B, she likes sharks. Like, there was a guy in a shark costume on the stage, and I'm like, I could have brought her Blue Ocean, but let me tell you what I for real am going to do. No joke. Y'all can hold me to this. My bestie Karen and I have floor VIP at the bar seats for Justin Timberlake. So in the middle of the concert, there is a bar. It's a circular bar, and we bought bar stools. So like, I know, because I've seen his show before, that he'll come out and walk along the bar and do a shot of tequila with everybody. Sorry, that's completely unrelated, but I'm super pumped up about it. And I am going to bring a packet of Keto Max, and I am determined to slip it into his hand. Determined. I don't care what I have to do. I'm doing it. I'm going to try and get a selfie of him holding it too. So we'll see.
She doesn't care if she gets arrested.
I may get arrested, and I may need 4 shots of tequila in order to make me do it, but I will do it. I'll staple my card to it. Ah!
That was super freaking rude way to end the Zoom. I'm leaving now.
Sorry, I have to. I'm mad that I missed my shot with Katy Perry. So, anybody else have any other questions about social media or things that you want us to touch base on real quick? We've kept you on here for like an hour and 15 minutes, and 75% of you stayed on. So that's awesome. It means it was valuable content. And we really only started losing people these last couple of minutes, probably when we started talking about Justin Timberlake. So we're good. Anybody else have anything? One real quick note, we can do another topic at some time where we talk about how to get over being afraid of live videos. Thank you, Sierra, for all the information on Instagram. I feel like I'm totally going to stay up till 2 a.m. now trying to work my Instagram account a little bit better. So I'm super pumped up about that. You brought up something about Instagram, though, that I wanted to remind everybody about that works for Facebook, too. And that's the follow-unfollow feature. We didn't talk about it before, but for those of you that have been doing this for a really long time, or even just several months, and you were so excited to connect to this incredible community of people we have, and now you have 300 prover friends, right? We're all obsessed. We're all like Jessica. We all like live, breathe, eat, sleep, drink, cry, smile, laugh, all Pruvit, right? Everything that comes out of us is Pruvit. So that may be all you start to see in your feed. And if that's the case, if that's all you see in your feed, that means those are the only people that see you as well. So take some time to clean up your page. I don't mean that you should unfollow us. I don't know what Ashley White is laughing at, but I'm literally going to I'm going to remove her from this meeting if she doesn't stop it. If all you see is Pruvit people, I'm ignoring her. I'm going to put my hand right here so I can't see it. If all you see is Pruvit people, that's all that see you. So take some time. You don't have to unfriend people, but I would use the take a break feature. You can hover over somebody's name and click take a break. And what that does is we'll remove them from your feed for about 30 days. And in that situation, Facebook is going to have to put new people into your feed. So on top of using the Pruvit Facebook page to see who you're not connected with and adding them to the see first list, you can also start removing people. Like if all I ever see is Sierra. Now Sierra I have listed as one of my favorites. I like seeing her stuff. I have her selected as somebody that I see first because she has great ideas and it motivates me, and I just happen to think her kids are cute, so I want to see that stuff. I have Jessica listed as a favorite because she does post crazy, insane stuff, and I like to laugh at her. And Ashley says things every day that make me want to pee my pants. So these are things that I like to keep in my forefront. But I'm also connected to 300 people who aren't even a part of our team, right? So they're not adding to my business. Even though they might add value to my life, they're not adding to my business. So I'm going to take a break from some of those people so that Facebook has to fill my feed with people not connected to Pruvit. I'm still friends with Mitch Newman. I can still look at his page all the time whenever I want to, and I do it frequently, but he's not taking up a space in my feed. Does that make sense? I talk to Michael Rutherford 500 times a day. I assure you that I don't follow him on Facebook. I have taken a break from Michael Rutherford. We're still friends, and I can go to his page to see if there's anything cool happening, but I don't need him to be in my news feed. So I'm going to remove him and let someone else get put in there. So that will help you also connect with new people. The same as Sierra mentioned with Instagram. If you're wanting to connect with more people on Instagram, you've got to, you might have to clean out your feed a little bit. Sierra's sick of me, so she hopped off apparently. Or no, she's on her other. Now we're down to just one Sierra. All right. Does anybody have anything else? Sierra did a really good job of copying these notes, so hopefully you've had a minute to copy them from the chat if they're important to you to be written down. Anybody else have any other questions, or are you complete? In the words of Mitch Newman, are we complete? Awesome. I feel good. Ashley, Jess, do you have anything else that we missed?
I'm good. I don't know if y'all said this or not, and I'm going to say it really super quick, but something else that has helped me is going through my Facebook memories. Did you guys cover that? Because I was kind of in and out. But go to Facebook memory. I like to do that, and it literally goes back like since the beginning of time that you had a Facebook. And it shows you people that you probably have completely forgotten about. So try that tomorrow. Let's do like a challenge tomorrow. Everyone go to your Facebook memories, or do it right now, whatever you want to do, and find 3 people that you totally forgot about that were on your Facebook and connect with them. So it's kind of like the birthdays thing, but it's just, you know, obviously you liked them enough to talk to them at some point in time. So I love that.
What about if it's like my Facebook where all my memories are filled with people who decided they don't like me anymore?
Go back a few more years than that.
Okay, thanks. I just needed some verification.
Yeah.
Because that's a lot of my feed is a handful of people that decided they don't like me anymore. So that's
everyone
Scott thinks that's hysterical. Scott, people don't like me. FYI, I have a handful of people that don't like me anymore.
What? Who can't like Mandy Mitchell?
Well, they don't.
I don't.
That's okay. I got people who don't like me either.
See, it happens to the best of us. That's a really great idea. Thank you.
I have a thread that is entitled "Delete Scott from my previous company."
Oh.
Yeah. And I had a lawsuit served to me. So.
Oh, that's fun. We all get it. Dude, matter. You'll survive.
Yeah, I was good. I'm good. I didn't even let it occupy space in my mind.
Good job. I love that idea. We're going to do that challenge tomorrow, Jess. I think that's really smart. So we'll add that to birthdays and that. Stephanie asked if she missed the part about the live videos. No, we didn't get to it because we're dropping people like crazy at this point. Nobody wants to be on for 3 million hours. But in a real quick nutshell, if you are afraid of live videos, ask someone to go live with you. Every single person who's been terrified of a live that has gone live with someone else and done a split screen has walked away from it going, oh my God, that was super easy. That was a piece of cake. So let someone help you, just even if it's just to distract you from the fact that you're live, have someone come on and share the screen with you, interview you. You can interview them. People really like it. I think it's a powerful tool because people want to know who you're talking to. They want to hear the story. They want to hear you interview someone. And yes, even Brian Underwood, not scary at all. You guys, I had on a purple shirt, and when I took my sweatshirt off from my purple shirt, I was like sweat through it because I was so nervous to be on a live with him. But it was really great. So people love it. They want to see that stuff. So you didn't miss it, but that's all I was going to say. So I guess now we just covered it. There you go. This is the first time in my entire life that I've made Ashley laugh more than she's made me laugh in one night. So I feel like I'm writing it in my diary. All right, guys, if we're good, people are starting to hop off. I'm going to hop off. Love you guys. I will get this recording up. I actually am going to make a full-fledged promise that it will be up tonight. So I'm going to put this recording up tonight. You can see by the look of shock on Jessica's face. That doesn't usually happen. It's usually like a week. So we're going to get it up tonight because I think it was really good information. I hope that you guys got value out of it. There you go. Have a good night, guys.
Bye, y'all.
Bye. Thank you for helping, ladies. I appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Bye.